Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the UGC NET previous year questions from the electronic science. So particularly from December 2012 paper 2 from question number 1 to 15. So before the actual class, a positive note, that is a person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new. So made a mistakes, learn from the mistake and don't repeat the same mistake again. So with this positive note, we will start our discussion, that is UGC NET December 2012 paper 2. So here comes our first question. For a JFET, IDSS equal to 8 milliamperes and peak voltage VP equal to minus 8 volts, what will be the drain current for gate to source voltage of minus 2 volts? So here they are giving the peak voltage or pinch of voltage, that is minus 8 volts, and IDSS equal to 8 milliamperes and gate to source voltage VGS equal to minus 2 volts. So from the given data I am writing all those things, and the drain current formula here the drain current formula is ID, that is equal to IDSS 1 minus VGS by VP whole square. So here I am substituting all the values, that is IDSS equal to 8 milliamperes, VGS equal to minus 2 volts and VP equal to minus 8 volts. So here minus and minus gets cancelled. So here we are getting 8 into, here I am writing milliamperes equal to 10 to the power of minus 3, 1 minus 2 by 4. So 2 1 ja, 2 4 ja. So 1 minus 1 by 4, that is equal to 3 by 4 whole square. So 3 by 4 whole square in the sense 9 by 16. So here 8 1 ja, 8 2 ja, and 9 by 2 value is the 4.5 and 10 to the power of minus 3 indicates the milliamperes. So here directly by knowing the formula for the drain current, that is ID equal to IDSS 1 minus VGS by VP whole square, we are calculating the drain current ID value. The value is 4.5 milliamperes. So our next question is, the leakage current in silicon PN junction at room temperature is of the order of. So already we know that the mostly used semiconductor material is the silicon material instead of germanium, because the silicon material is easily available and it can withstand up to large number of temperatures. So here the leakage current is nothing but the reverse saturation current. So the reverse saturation current of the silicon is in the order of nanoamperes and the reverse saturation current of the germanium is in the order of microamperes. So this is the second question. And here comes the third question, that is tree in a network has a. So if you take this as the graph for any network, so here this A, B, C, D, these are called as the nodes, and the path which is joining two nodes is called as the branches or links. So here the tree is nothing but which is having no closed path. So in network which is having no closed path is called as the tree. So this is the tree. So a tree in a network has no closed path. So here comes the fourth question. In the given network, the Z11 is equal to. So in order to calculate the Z11, first we have to know the what is Z. So these Z parameters are also called as the impedance parameters. Similarly, we are having the Y parameters, ABCD parameters and H parameters. So the Z parameters are given by V1 equal to, here V1 equal to Z11 I1 and Z12 I2, and V2 equal to Z21 I1 and Z22 I2. So in order to calculate the Z11, we need to make the I2 value 0. So in order to make the current value 0, in the sense we need to make the circuit to open circuit, and in order to make the voltage value 0, in the sense we need to make the circuit to short circuit. So in order to calculate the Z11, I need to consider I2 value equal to 0. So if you substitute I2 value equal to 0 in this equation 1, then you are getting V1 equal to Z11 I1 plus Z12, here I2 value is 0. That means this total term becomes 0. So here Z11 equal to V1 by I1. So again I am redrawing the circuit here. So I am trying to apply the KVL in each loop. So if you are applying the KVL in each loop, so So here the KVL, the current flow here in this loop is I1, and here the current flows in this second loop is I2, and here the voltage is V1 or E1, and here V2 or V2. So if you apply KVL in the loop 1, so minus E1 plus 2I1, so here the 4 ohms resistance is in between the two loops, so 4I1 minus I2 minus 10I1 equal to 0. So the KVL indicates the total voltages in a closed path is equal to 0. The sum of voltages in a closed path equal to 0. So here I am writing the equation. So already we know that in order to find out the Z11, we are making the I2 value is equal to 0. That means this circuit is open circuited, the output is open circuited in order to make I2 value 0. So I am substituting I2 value 0. So here I am getting minus E1 plus 2I1 plus 4I1 minus 10E1 equal to 0, because here I2 value is 0. So minus 10E1 minus E1 minus 11E1 plus 6I1 equal to 0. 6I1 equal to 11E1, and we know that Z11 equal to V1 by I1, that is E1 by I1. So here V1 comes the E1, that is equal to 6 by 11 ohms. So here comes the fifth question. The fifth question is, which is a 3-terminal negative voltage regulator IC? So in the following options, we need to find out the negative voltage 3-terminal voltage regulator IC. So the voltage regulator ICs are used to maintain the output voltage constant. So in the options, all are voltage regulator IC only. Those are 78 series, IC 723, LM31779 series. These all ICs are the voltage regulator ICs only. But here you need to identify the negative voltage regulator IC. So here the 78 series indicates the positive voltage regulator IC, and IC 723 can be used for both positive and negative voltage regulator IC, and LM317 is the adjustable positive linear voltage regulator, and 79 series is used for the negative voltage regulator IC. For example, if they give the IC number is 7805, it means it is the 5 volts voltage regulator IC, and those 5 volts are nothing but the positive voltage. So if it is 7812, then it is positive voltage 12 volts IC. If it is 7905, that is negative voltage 5 volts IC. So this XX indicates the voltage value, and this 78 or 79 indicates the positive or negative voltage. So here the answer is 79 series IC. And the sixth question is, 3 identical stages have overall upper 3 dB frequency of 2 kHz and lower 3 dB frequency of 20 Hz. What is the value of FH in each stage? So this question is from the ECA. So this question is from the multi-stage amplifiers, that is from analog electronics. So in multi-stage amplifiers, if you want to calculate the frequencies, here we are having the two formulas. So in order to calculate the FOH, that is upper 3 dB frequency, the formula is FH, that is individual stage higher cutoff frequency, that is multiplied with the 2 power 1 by n minus 1. So here n indicates the number of stages. So in the question they are giving the overall upper 3 dB frequency, that is FOH, and we need to calculate the FH value, that is each stage higher 3 dB frequency. So in order to calculate that one, I am substituting the values. FOH value is the 2 kHz, that is equal to FH into 2 power. So it is in the question, it is clearly mentioned that 3 stage amplifiers. So in place of n, I am substituting the value 3 minus 1. So after substituting these values, I am getting the frequency value is 3.9 kHz. For example, if they are asking about the lower cutoff frequency, the formula is FOL. So the overall lower cutoff frequency equal to the FL by 2 power 1 by under root of 2 power 1 by n minus 1. So by using this formula, you can calculate easily the upper cutoff frequency and lower cutoff frequency. But here in the options they are giving that 39 kHz, but the answer is 3.9 kHz. So our next question is the output of the 4 to 1 marks shown in the given figure. So the multiplexer is also called as the universal circuit. It is called as many to one circuit. So the multiplexer is used to construct many devices. So depending on the selecting lines, it may select any one of the input that will be appear at the output. So for 4 to 1 multiplexer, we are having the two selecting lines. For 8 to 1 multiplexer, we are having the 3 selecting lines. So depending on the number of input, the selecting lines will be changed. So the selecting lines can choose the combinations, because here it is 4 to 1 marks. So it can choose the combinations, 4 combinations. The first combination is 0 0, the second combination is 0 1, and the third combination is 1 0, and the fourth combination is 1 1. That means if x and y are 0 0, if x and y are 0 0, in that case the 0 will be selected as the output. If x and y are 1 1, in that case if x and y are 0 0, in that case the 0 is selected for the output. If x and y are 0 1, in that case the 1 is selected for the output. If x and 1 are 1 0, x and y are 1 0, in that case 2 is selected for the output. If x and y are 1 1, in that case 3 is selected for the output. So depending on the x and y combinations, any one of the input can be selected for the output. So here we need to calculate the output function. So in order to calculate that one, we need to take these 4 combinations. So if x is 0, y is 0, then the output will be 0 will be selected, and here 0 is connected to the ground. If x is 0 and y is 1, then this 1 is selected, and here this 1 is connected to the VCC. So here 0 is connected to the ground, that's why it is taken as 0. Here 1 is connected to the VCC, that's why it is taken as 1. So we are having the 4 combinations for the selecting lines. So that is 0 0 combination, in the sense x bar and y bar. For selecting lines, we are having the 4 combinations. First combination is 0 and 0. So that 0 0 I am represented as x bar and y bar. So if it is 0 0, then 0 line is selected and 0 line is connected to the ground. That's why x bar y bar is multiplied with the 0. And the second combination is 0 1. So if it is 0 1, then 1 will be selected and 1 is connected to the VCC. So VCC is, so if it is the second combination is 0 1. Second combination is 0 1. 0 means x bar and 1 means y, and if it 0 1 is selected, then it is connected to the VCC. The VCC is taken as the 1. And the next combination is 1 0. I am already saying that the selecting lines have 4 combinations. Those are 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. So if it is 1 0, the 2 will be selected and the 2 is also connected to the VCC. The VCC will be taken as 1. And the next combination is 3, that is x is 1, y is 1. So x is 1, y is 1, in the sense x is 1, y is 1, that is both are 1 1. So in that case also, here I am forgetting to write the 1. So that is also connected to the VCC. So here also you are getting the 1. So x bar y bar is multiplied with 0, in the sense 0. X bar y is multiplied with 1, in the sense x bar y. And xy bar is multiplied with 1, in the sense xy bar. Xy is multiplied with the 1, in the sense xy. So here I am writing the same thing. So here comes x bar y plus, in these two expressions x is common and we are getting y bar plus y. So the y bar plus y equal to 1. So I am taking this from the Boolean postulate, and x bar y plus x. So from the distribution theorem, a plus bc equal to a plus b into a plus c, or a plus a bar b equal to a plus a bar into a plus b. So similarly here x plus x bar into x plus y. So already we know that y plus y bar equal to 1, x plus x bar equal to 1, z plus z bar equal to 1. So here this value becomes 1 and 1 into x plus y. So the answer for this question is x plus y. So here comes the next question. A combinational circuit has inputs A, B and C, and its K map is shown in the figure, and the output of the circuit will be. So here we are having the inputs A, B, C. That means we are having the 3 inputs. So whenever you are having the 3 inputs, definitely you will get the 8 combinations. 2 power 3 equal to 8. 2 power 3 equal to 8. So whenever you are having 3 combinations, you are getting the 3 inputs. Definitely you are getting the 8 combinations, that is 2 power 3 equal to 8. So for example, if you are having the 2 inputs, then you will get the 2 power 2 4 combinations. So here 3 inputs, that's why we are getting in the question itself they are giving the 8 combinations. That is, first combination is 0 0 0, that is 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 1 1 0. So here we are using the gray code. The gray code is also called as the unit distance code. Why? Because it is used means in order to reduce the errors, because here 0 0 0 is 0, so here the value is 0, and here 0 0 1 is 1, and here 0 1 1 is 3. So instead of 2, here you are using the 3, that is gray code, in order to reduce the error. And here 0 1 0 is 2. 0 1 0 is 2. Similarly here 1 0 0 is 4. 1 0 0 is 4, and 1 0 1 is 5, and 1 1 1 is 7, and here the last comes the 6. So here we need to find out the output expression for this one. So in order to do that one, I am drawing again this one, and I am selecting the ones wherever we are having the ones. So this is 1 2 7 4. So whenever the output of the expression consists of the terms 1 2 4 7, directly you can write it is A exclusive or B exclusive or C. So for exclusive OR gate, if you apply 3 inputs, then you will get 1 2 4 7, or it is also called as the full adder output 1 2 4 7. Here you are having the odd number of ones, odd number of ones. So this is 1 2 4 7. So again you are, if you don't know this expression, if you are having the 1 2 4 7 expression, then it is definitely A exclusive or B exclusive or C. If you don't know this one, then trying to solve by the equation. So in the first 2 terms the C bar is common, so I am taking C bar is common, A bar B plus AB bar, and in the last 2 terms C is common, that is A bar B bar plus AB. So here A bar B plus AB bar indicates the A exclusive or B, and here A bar B bar plus AB indicates the A exclusive NOR B. So here I am writing the A exclusive NOR B equal to A XOR B whole bar. So by solving this equation, you are getting the A exclusive or B exclusive or C. So the next question, microprocessor 8086 allows floating point arithmetic calculations in. So we know that the microprocessor is operating in two modes, that is minimum mode and maximum mode. So here the floating point arithmetic operations are allowed by the maximum mode of operation of the microprocessor. And the next question, which of the following chip is used in 8085 microprocessor for 3 chip configuration? So for 3 chip configuration, we are using the chip name is called as the 8155. So here the 8255 is the programmable peripheral interface. 8155 is also programmable interface only, but it is used for the multi-purpose. And here 8251 is the universal synchronous or asynchronous receiver or transmitter, and IC 8257 is the DMA controller. 8155 is the multi-purpose programmable, 8255 is the programmable peripheral interface, 8251 is the universal synchronous asynchronous receiver transmitter, 8257 is the DMA controller. So the next question, easy question. C language is nothing but the middle language. Why middle level language means middle level language? So it will synchronous the user and mission level language. In a C language expression, if the following expression appear, which will be evaluated first? So the expression which is framed within the brackets, that will be evaluated first. The expression which is within the brackets, that will be evaluated first. The answer for this question is C, that is x plus 5. And the next question, if E bar equal to 2 volts per meter of a wave in free space, the value of magnetic field is. So here we need to calculate the value of magnetic field. For that I am taking the formula eta equal to E by H. So here E value is given, and we know that eta equal to E by H, that is equal to 120 pi. So 120 pi equal to E by H. So H equal to E by 120 pi. So E value is the 2. So I am substituting 2 here. So H value is, that is magnetic field value is 1 by 60 pi ampere per meter. The next question, the radiation resistance of a Hertzian dipole antenna of length lambda by 60 is. So the radiation resistance formula is 8 pi square dl by lambda whole square. So where dl is the length, dipole antenna length, where dl indicates the dipole antenna length. So here the radiation resistance equal to 8 pi square dl by lambda whole square, where dl is the length. So in the question they are given that length is lambda by 60. So I am substituting the lambda by 60 here. So after calculating the equation, I am getting the radiation resistance value is 0.22 ohms. So the next question is from the communication. A 20 kilowatts carrier is sinusoidally modulated by the two carriers corresponding the modulation index of 30% and 40% respectively. The total radiated power is. So here they are giving the carrier power and they are giving the modulation index value, and they are asking about the total power. So the total power formula PT equal to PC 1 plus m square by 2. So here PC indicates the carrier power and the m indicates the modulation index and PT indicates the total power. So they are given the carrier power value is 20 kilowatts, and modulation index they are not given directly one modulation index, they are mentioning about the two modulation indexes, those are 30% and 40%. So in the question, if they are giving the two modulation indexes, you have to take the first modulation index is 40%, in the sense 40 by 100, that is 0.4, and the second one is 30%, that is 30 by 100, that is equal to 0.3. So the overall modulation index, the formula is square root of m1 square plus m2 square. So you are getting some value. So after that you substitute all the values. So the answer for this one is 22.5 kilo ohms. So hope you understood something from these questions. So here you need to remember the formulas. The first formula is ID equal to IDSS 1 minus VGS by VP whole square. So in order to calculate the drain current, and the second one is the silicon current. The leakage current of silicon PN junction diode is nanoamperes, and the third one is the tree in a network don't have any closed path, and the fourth one is related to the impedance parameters in networks, and the fifth one is the IC, the 3-terminal negative voltage regulator IC, and the sixth one is again formula related, that is higher 3 dB frequency or upper 3 dB frequency and lower 3 dB frequency. FOH equal to FH under root of 2 power 1 by n minus 1. Here n indicates the number of stages, and FOL equal to FL by under root of 2 power 1 by n minus 1. And the eighth question indicates the mark regarding to the multiplexer. Here, depending on the number of selective lines, we are getting any one of the input. Depending on the value of selecting line, any one of the input can be selected as output. So here we are solving that one. And next one is the combinational circuit problem. So this is K-map. And the next one is the microprocessor. 8086 is operates in two modes, minimum mode, maximum mode. Floating point operations can be taken in maximum mode. And next is also related to the microprocessor 8255, 8155, 8251 and 8257. So here 8155 is the multi-purpose programmable interface. C language is the middle level language, and the expression within the braces will be calculated fast in C language. And the formula for the eta equal to E by H, that is equal to 120 pi, where E is the electric field, H is the magnetic field, and the radiation resistance formula is EIT pi square dl by lambda whole square, where dl is the length, dipole antenna length. And the last question is from the communications. The total radiated power equal to PC 1 plus m square by 2. So thank you all. Hope you get something.